This video is about what's going on when we wake up in the middle of the night and cannot go back to sleep, and a few different strategies that you can use so that you can lull yourself back to sleep and wake up in the right frame of mind in the morning. I am Stacy Rockline, and I work with people who have committed to their personal growth and are ready to turn the focus of that growth towards love, towards creating more love in their intimate relationships and attracting more love into their lives. So let's get to it. This used to happen to me all the time. Between 3:30 and 4:30 every single night, I would wake up and just be completely awake. Now, it used to happen because I had little babies and they would wake up in the middle of the night. But after they started sleeping all the way through, I still found myself awake at that time. And my brain turned way on. And this is what would be going on. It would be like Judge Judy, where we just go through a list of everything Stacy did wrong all day long, maybe even in the past, and be found guilty. So it's like, you didn't exercise, guilty. You said something stupid when you were talking to that other mom, guilty. Back when you were in your 20s, you did this or that thing, guilty. So go through all those things and all this guilt, and then sprinkle in there some worries like, what if this happens? What if this happens? Projections into the future that I can't predict. And after that keeps going on for a while, now my brain is like wide awake, completely and totally awake. And it would be really hard for me to get myself back to sleep. And when I finally would get back to sleep, it's like all that energy goes into my dreams. And I would wake up in the morning feeling guilty right away. But I have all these great strategies, right? So I would set intentions and use gratitude. And I'm using those tools to fight against this way I'm waking up every day. Now, this does not happen that much to me anymore, but it does. Occasionally, I will wake up at that time and I can feel my brain want to wake up. Like someone came in and turned on the lights and put on loud music, and my brain's like, yes, let's do this, start the rundown. And it's crazy how quickly my ego can turn on my thinking mind when I'm supposed to be sleeping. Just the very first thing it thinks of, and it's like go time. So I have some strategies for how I deal with that and am able to get myself quickly back to sleep and change how I feel in the morning. So when I'm dealing with, my transgressions and my mistakes and all these things I did wrong, my first strategy is to just say to myself, and as quickly as I can, because I know the more I engage, the more awake I'm gonna get, and it's just gonna get brighter and louder and brighter and louder. So I say, nonsense, you are good, and you are loved. And I just repeat that to myself. You are good and you are loved. That's my first strategy. Most of the time that one works, and I can just lull myself. It's like a little sweet lullaby to lull myself back to sleep. If that doesn't work and I'm stuck on something that I'm criticizing myself for and judging myself for, then I go to my next tactic, and that is, what about that thing happening am I grateful for? Why am I grateful? Because it happened, because I did that. My brain is trying to convince me that it was bad and wrong, and so I want to switch that. And, sometimes I come up with the answer of, I don't know. I've got nothing, and I do not allow myself to get away with that, because then I stay in the cycle. I don't know. What could possibly be good about that? And then I'm just getting more and more awake, and I'm starting to spin. So I don't know is not an option. I don't let myself off the hook with I don't know. I have to say something that I'm grateful for. And sometimes it really just comes down to being grateful that here I have an opportunity to apologize and practice giving a good apology. And there is a strategy for that. There is a way to give a good apology. Also, I used to have a very strong core belief that I had to be perfect, which I have since replaced with I am proudly imperfect. So sometimes it's just the chance to reinforce that new core belief. See, I am proudly imperfect. So that's the second tactic, and that definitely works. That definitely works if the first one didn't work and I'm too awake and not able to just send myself back to sleep with you are loved and you are good. Then now it's time to find gratitude for that thing happening. And there's always something there. That will ease my mind. Now, what about worry? Sometimes I'm just worried about stuff. And I keep a notepad by my bed always. So I ask myself the question, okay, is there anything I can do about this? If the answer is yes, and I can think of an action, I will write that on the paper, and that'll be waiting for me in the morning because I can't do it right then. But a lot of times the answer is no, I can't do anything about that. And then I just have to say, okay, I trust you, universe. I trust you, universe. I trust you, whatever, God, energy, source, love, call it whatever you want. I'm going to surrender that to you. And those are the 3 strategies that I use to get myself back to sleep. And this is why it's so important. First of all, I want to get back to sleep as fast as I can because the longer I stay awake spinning, the harder it's going to be. Secondly, when I wake up in the morning, I want to wake up feeling happy and content and add gratitude and add intention into an already loving feeling that I have the minute I wake up. And that's what happens when you meet this head on instead of let your ego and your brain get the best of you at 3:30 in the morning. Meet it head on with some strategies so that you get to wake up with that feeling of, hey, I am good and I am loved and there's so much to be grateful for and it's going to be a great day. So if you struggle with that middle of the night insomnia, those are some strategies for you. Thank you for watching. If you would like to get these videos every single week directly to your email box, you can head over to stacyrockline.com and sign up for the love list. And happy to have you here. Thank you for your comments. Please share if you know someone else could benefit from this message and these tools, and I will see you next time.